Hello and welcome. My name is Vitalis Esala. In the last video, we introduced the habits of mind, and we said that the mind has 16 habits. A healthy mind has a healthy mental state and a healthy physical state. Today, we are going to start the first habit of mind, which is persisting. If the mother does not persist when the baby refuses to use her bottle, that child will never learn how to get food from anything else except the mother's milk. If the mother does not persist with the same baby when it only wants to lay down, that child will never learn the skills of sitting, standing, or crawling. If the mother is not persistent with the baby to give it the medicine when the baby is sick and refusing to take the medicine, that baby will never recover from any sickness. Babies are not the only ones that need persistence. We all do. Persistence or persisting is the antidote to failure. Many people start projects and they set them aside and start new ones. If you can recall, you have done that, right? Some people start writing books and then they leave them unfinished. And they start new ones and another one. And finally, they have probably written many books, many unfinished books that could have made at least one whole book. But since they didn't finish any, they have no book published. And they believe that authors belong to another realm and they are not authors. But that's not true. And we will prove it. Maybe your situation is not about books. Maybe it is about a business idea. You thought to start a motion film company, and then you thought of retail, and then a staffing agency. Finally, you are exhausted. Maybe you have another issue. You did something, you started something, and you stopped and started something else, and you stopped and started something else, and you stopped. You never finished anything. And you think America or your country is not helping you be stable. In the meantime, people start businesses in your neighborhood every day and they become household brand names. How do they do that? Maybe that is not the question we should ask. Maybe the question we should ask is, what do we do practically to help our mind? Because persistence is created by our mind and it's an energy that comes from our mind to help our mind. So practically, how can you help your mind with persistence? First, finish your projects. When you start something, see it through. Do not leave it for later. My mentor once told me that we finish one thing first before starting the next. Think about this scenario. You hire a contractor to build you a house. He starts the foundations. After a while, he asks you to let him destroy it because he has a better idea. He convinces you that the new foundation will be the best and the house will cost you way less than the current plan. With a troubled heart, you give him a green light to go. Just as he is about to finish the second foundation, he runs right back at you and begs you to let him destroy that one also. Why, you ask? I promise to start a new crispy fabulous one. Would you sue this son of a gun for insulting your intelligence, or would you genuinely let him fly and start a new foundation? I don't think you will. You will let him start a new foundation. I'm sure someone is laughing right now, but that is exactly what we do when we are not persistent. What does persisting or persistence do to your mind? Before we answer that question, allow me to tell you a true story in the next slide. A friend of mine sent me a video recently via WhatsApp. He shot a video of his children playing in the snow. Apparently, it's an event when it snows in the south of the United States. So it snowed in his state and he shot a video. The video was 6 minutes long. In that video, the children went from activity to activity, from game to game, from project to project. Let me give you the sequence of how they proceeded. The first project the boy got his baby sister to do was to make a snow angel. Within seconds, they went from the idea of making a snow angel to lying on their back, and without transition, they landed on to the idea of making a snowman. It's not a snow angel anymore, it's a snowman. Then the same boy shouted, "I just got a great idea." He said it running to a wide container about 6 yards away. He grabbed the container and saw to make sure the container was empty and open. Then he announced his next idea. Guess what? Fill it with the snow. Immediately, his sister and he started filling up the container. After 3 scoops from each of the two bodies, 3 scoops from the boy, 3 scoops from the girl, the boy announced he just got a great idea again. "Let's make a snowman," he said. So they went back to a snowman. To me, that is a new idea. Immediately, they launched their idea. Then he decided to go to the backyard where they could have more space. On their way to the backyard, they started a new idea. They were cleaning the fence, the concrete fence. It was exciting. And they continued their journey to the back. Then they found the bike buried in the snow, and what excitement! The boy had another idea. He wanted to ride his bike in the snow. He started riding his bike as initially announced. Finally, he realized it was difficult, as his dad told him, to continue in his endeavor of riding a Spider-Man bike in the snow. Then he got his new idea. What is it? Bury the bike in the snow, which he did with his sister. As he lifted his nose from burying the bike, he saw a soccer ball. He announced his next idea. Kick the ball. Then they lied down, and the dad to remind them of the snowman that never came. You see, that is what children do best. They never finish their project because they are not persistent or consistent. They want to be pilots, they want to be scientists, and they want to be preachers and teachers and singers. When they meet obstacles or distractions, they forget what they were going for in the first place. You are laughing, but that is exactly what we do if we are not persistent. If we are not persistent, are we not children as well? So, back to our question. What does persistence or persisting do to our mind? First, when we finish what we started, it feels good. When we earn that degree, it feels good and we feel fulfilled. We believe in ourselves and we think we can do more than that. But self-doubt settles in when we can't finish a single thing. Now, therefore, take a vow with yourself today to finish one thing first before starting a new one. If while you are working on the first thing you realize it was a bad idea to begin with, then find a way to make it a good idea. When Jack Dorsey came up with the idea of Twitter, he thought it would be a system of sharing text messages. The first tries cost the team hundreds of dollars in phone bills. One could have said, this was a bad idea, let's get out. And they would have been in their right to do so. But being in your right to do something is not always right to do it. Let me say it again. Being in your right to do something is not always right to do it. Jack Dorsey, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams chose to find Twitter a new platform. You don't need me to tell you that the second version was a success. If at any time you have a question and you want a quick answer, get hold of me by visiting my website www.actonyourdreamtoday.com. Go to contact and shoot me a message. Also, make sure you download my free ebook called 50 Ideas to Inspire You. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Vitalis Esala. Meet me in the next video where we talk about the second habit of mind. Don't miss out.